Hi, my name is Anna Munson. I am a recent graduate of Elite Honors College in Western Michigan University, and my thesis was titled The Effects of Neuromuscular Electrical Stimulation on Chronic Dysphagia Following Anterior Cervical Discectomy and Fusion Surgery. And today I'm just going to take you through my thesis, its general outline, and how I went about the presentation. So first, obviously, we have the title page. I would like to say if you have a longer title, such as mine, try to go slow and just make sure your audience gets the whole title. Obviously, have your name on it with your thesis committee and the department that you guys are from. So this is not a requirement, but I think it's just proper and it's good practice to have an acknowledgements page. You want to obviously thank your thesis committee for everything that they've done, all the support, the LHC community, also, especially if you have some kind of scholarship or you've gotten some kind of funding from the honors community or any other source, make sure to include that. And then family and friends if you would like to. And personally, I also include my dog. I will say this is your thesis, so don't be afraid to make it goofy or thank whoever you want to thank, whoever helped you along this journey. You yourself are the expert of your topic, but your audience is not. They are not experts. So it's a good idea to have just an outline page so you can get your audience prepared for what they're going to get into. And you can kind of think about this slide actually of setting the tone for your entire presentation. And this is also a good opportunity to give out any handouts you might have. So for example, during my presentation, I actually had a terminology handout. Because again, you are the expert, but your audience is not the expert. So it's really helpful for them if you have terminology for them and with definitions so they can follow along. And it's also very important for terminology or anything like that. Even concepts that you think everyone knows about. So this is just, again, I started out with some background. It's really helpful, especially if you have a very anatomy-based research or presentations, to have diagrams if applicable, because again, it helps those visual learners out. I had a personal connection to my research, I took part in something very relevant to my research, so I actually did throw in a moment from my life in here, because again, this is your thesis presentation. If you want to have some fun points in there, go for it, because this is all about you. And for me personally, having this kind of less serious moment, it gave me a chance to breathe and just to laugh and get some of that nervous energy out. Like I said earlier, my thesis was also a case study, so I made sure to include an overview of that, just with all the necessary information. And with any research at all, you are going to have methodology. I would say in my experience, the methodology part was important, but it wasn't necessarily something I had to get super nitty-gritty into because it's very technical, and I personally did not want my audience to be completely focused on this very technical part. And I did have a results page. I really liked using a graph or a table to showcase my data, because it's easier to look at data that has a very compare and contrast feel to it, like this is before and this is after. So again, it helps your audience follow along. It just helps get your point across. And then finally, I just had a slide to indicate when questions and when there's question time and time for questioning and answering. Something about this though that I found really helpful is I actually had some slides come after this. So what I did was I anticipated questions that my audience might have. And while you can't cover everything, there are a couple of things maybe you think of. You can actually create multiple slides that answer those questions. So let's say your audience might have a question about the prevalence of your disease or whatever you're talking about. I had a slide ready with the statistics because it makes you look prepared and professional and knowledgeable. I also had friends in the audience who I planted with questions, and that's also where I pulled some slides from. But overall, question and answer section, it also gave me an opportunity to expand upon some concepts that maybe I wanted to talk about earlier, like in the back or the discussion or the results section. But since you're only confined to 10 minutes, I had to cut some things. So those things that I cut, I actually put in my question and answers section. And then during the questioning period, I actually tried to include that in some way. Alrighty, well that is all. Thank you for listening to me talk about my thesis. Good luck on your own thesis, and go Broncos!